Let's break down a simple 3-step process to hit bestseller status when you launch a book. Now, I'm going to make it very, very clear right from the get-go here that our goal is not to just hit it for a single moment in time. Our goal is to launch a book that starts the next adventure of our business or our career. Okay, and so it's really, really important that you focus not on the quick gimmick strategies, but actually a step-by-step process that allows you to have a wildly successful launch, hit bestseller status, get your book in tons of people's hands, and leverage that for momentum, podcast opportunities, speaking opportunities, and business revenue. Okay, so I'm going to break down 3 steps. Now, these are the same 3 steps that I've used to launch 4 best-selling books that have generated 7 figures in sales. And these are the same strategies that I share with our clients at Big Idea to Bestseller over and over and over again. And it's really, really something that I've found to work really well is I made all the mistakes. I tried the quick hitters. I tried the things that take forever. I've seen it all. But after having written books for the last 8 years, I've really started to figure out what works, what doesn't, how to best spend your time. So when you launch a book, you could see maximum results. Now, what I'm about to share with you is the 3 steps that I really, really love to use that I think everybody needs to have a successful launch. The first step, and I'm gonna go over the steps and then I'm gonna break down what I mean by each. The first step is you have to have some form of a launch strategy. If you just push launch and hope that people will find your book and buy your book and all of a sudden your book takes off and becomes this huge thing, I'm sorry, but you will be mistaken and you will be severely disappointed. So step number 1 is going to be creating a strategy. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite launch strategies that I use for myself and for our clients. The second step is you need to find buyers. Now you can find buyers before the launch, during the launch, and then after the launch as you continue on. But we're going to focus on how do you find people ready to buy your book beforehand. And then step 3, you have the strategy, you have the buyers. Well, now we need the proof. And this is to create the longevity. This is to get people going. Okay. And that's where we're going to talk about reviews and some of these other things. So let's get into step 1. Step 1 is all about creating a launch strategy. Now, there are a lot of different launch strategies that people do. Some people do a free launch. Some people do a 99-cent launch. Some people do pre-orders. Some people go for bulk order campaigns. There's all different types of things. But one of the strategies that I love to use on launch day and launch week, and for some people, it lasts a lot longer than this. But right off the bat, one of the strategies that I love to use is what's called the 99-cent launch. And what this basically means is that during your launch, you have an option when your book is on Amazon to actually make your ebook 99 cents. Now, what's really cool right off the bat about this is that is the cheapest you can place a book where you are still acquiring somebody to pay for your book. Okay. And this is also really interesting because when someone buys your book for 99 cents, your book ranks as a bestseller in the paid store, not the free Kindle store. And that can play a big role in your rankings, your momentum, longevity, and a few other things as well. But the 99-cent strategy is really about leveraging high volume book sales through the ebook. Your paperback, your hardcover, whatever you're using, your audiobook, they'll all be whatever they're priced at. But your ebook, you can actually lower the price to 99 cents. And it is, for a lot of people, a lot easier to get someone to buy a book for $1 than it is to get someone to buy a book for $20. Okay. And so when you have this strategy, this is where you're going to really want to drive your initial sales. For some people, you are going to want to really, really focus on your grassroots approach when it comes out. And so one of the things that I really encourage people to recommend is leverage the power of the grassroots, leverage the power of the existing network you've already built, and do the one-to-one approach. The one-to-one approach, especially on your first launch, will create a ton of interest, huge sales opportunities, and you'll be getting people talking about you. Now, one of the things that I think is a big mistake that people do with this is they only reach out to people they think would really love their book. Don't limit the people that want to support you before you've even had a chance to ask them. And what we've found is that writing a book is one of those things where people come out of the woodworks to support you. People come out from all walks of life. People who went to elementary school, people that you haven't spoken to over a decade, colleagues that you didn't even think you were that close with. People who come out and support you. And so this one-to-one grassroots approach is a great, great way to play off of the 99-cent strategy and to generate some initial book buyers. That's a great way to leverage that strategy. The second thing to note with the 99-cent launch is you can go the one-to-many route. Now, the one-to-many route means one of you to many people at a time. This is where you can send emails to your email list. This is where you can send to your text list. This is where you're DMing groups, posting in Facebook groups, of course, with permission. Of course, things that you already own or are the leader of or are part of. So for example, our clients get to post in our Facebook community, our private Facebook community. They're getting dozens and dozens and dozens of sales right off the bat from people who want to support them, people that have followed them throughout their journey. You have an email list. That's a great way to say, hey, my book's 99 cents, limited time. It's launch week. Make sure to buy it for 99 cents before it disappears. You've created the urgency, okay? You've created something that's an easy yes for a lot of people who have been following you for a while. This is a really, really great way to get your name and your book out to the masses. This is where you hit up social media and you make posts. You create reels, carousels, different social platforms. But when you combine the 99-cent launch strategy with the one-to-many approach, email, text list, social media, Facebook groups, etc. With the grassroots, the one-to-one approach, you directly reaching out to people, you have an opportunity to generate a high volume of sales, but not just all at once. You have an ability to generate a high volume of sales at once, but then continuously. And what that does is that makes your book sales consistent versus up, down. And that is a huge, huge, huge way to build momentum, consistency over time. And that is a great strategy to be able to achieve more book sales during launch and to be able to potentially hit the bestseller status. Now, let's talk about step 2. Once we've decided our strategy, we're going for the 99-cent strategy in this example. Okay, great. How do we get people to make sure that we have buyers ready? Well, one of the things that I love to make sure that we do to get buyers ready is I love to do a version of a launch team. Now, there are different ways that you can do a launch team. Some people have massive launch teams of 500 people. Some people do very casual launch teams where it's kind of their just close group of people, customers, clients, alumni, friends, family. And then some people do a more traditional launch team where you ask people to fill out an application and you go through this whole process. There's no one way to do it. And maybe we'll talk about this in more depth of all the different ways you can create a launch team. But essentially, a launch team at its very, very core is a group of people who want to support you when your book is launched so that you can have a successful launch. These are people that have been in your corner for years. These are people that opt in to be on your launch team, people that apply. These are people that you ask directly. These are people that really want to see you succeed with your book. Again, don't limit your launch team to just customers or just prospects. These are your launch team people are people that want to see you and your book succeed. Now, what is a launch team and why is anybody going to join? Well, when you have a launch team, what you often do is you give them an advanced copy of the book for free, a PDF copy of the book for free, let's just say. And in exchange for you giving them a copy of the book, what they are going to do by signing up to be on your launch team is often they are going to agree to buy the book on launch day. They are going to buy the ebook, aka the 99-cent one, and the paperback. These people on your launch team, they're people that really want to see you support. So you're going to make as much of the ask as possible and give them as much value in return. So they're going to buy your book on launch day. They're going to share your book on launch day. They're going to leave a honest review, which we'll talk about in a second. They're going to leave an honest review on launch week. And when you do that, you are giving them for them in exchange for them to do that, or hopeful, right? It's not automatic. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't, but these are your biggest supporters and they're going to want to do it. You're going to give them your free advanced copy of the book so that they can see it and they're not just making a BS review, but so that they can actually read it. They can send you their best favorite parts so you could create social clips. And oftentimes it's great to add a bonus or two to get people to sign up for your launch team. Okay. Sometimes what this can be is a free masterclass or a private Q&A or access to a course, a digital course that you have created. But the big thing here is that your launch team is going to get you a list of people that you know you have in your corner who will support you, buy your book, promote your book, and talk about your book on launch week to help you build that initial momentum. Okay? Now, how do you get people on your launch team? Well, there's two ways that I'll tell you right now. Number one is you ask them directly. Put your ego aside and ask people to be on your launch team, especially if it's your first book or you have a small audience. If you have a larger audience, you can use social media, email lists, or text lists, and you can ask them to fill out an app to be considered for your launch team. So I've done this both ways. I've done it where I just directly ask people, and then I have a core group of people that I can communicate with either via text or via a Facebook group or a circle group or even a Slack group, whatever. And then I've also done it where I will have an application, and this is for me to get people that maybe I wouldn't have reached out to directly, or maybe it's 25 of the several thousand people we have on our text and our email list, and they want to be a part of it. I want to give them that chance to be a part of it. And so the launch team, what it does is it gives you that kind of sense of like, okay, I know I have these people in my corner. Not only are they going to likely be buyers, but they're also going to be people that are going to talk about my book and drive additional buyers to my book come the official launch day and launch week, and hopefully long after that. So now we've talked about the first two steps. Okay, number one is we create the launch strategy. In this case, we picked the 99-cent launch strategy as it's a great way to get a high volume of ebook sales initially and early on. The second thing is we said, well, how do we get buyers? Well, we created a launch team. And again, ultimately, it can be done as professional, in quotes, or it can be done as casual. The key thing here is that you have a way to communicate with people who you know will support you on your launch, and you can encourage them and incentivize them through various different ways to make sure that people are doing things honestly and at their own free will, but also so that you can prepare them to the best of their ability to make the right decision for them and for your launch. Well, now, the third thing that we need to do so that it doesn't look like you're a fluke is we need to create step 3, which is proof. Now, the number one way to get proof when you're launching a book is through reviews. If you see a book with 1 review or you see a book with 100 reviews, you're going to immediately think that the book with 100 reviews is more legitimate and more credible. Why? Just because it has more reviews. When you go to order on DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever, and you see someone that has 5,000 4.8 star reviews, you're like, oh, that's pretty good versus 6 reviews and it's 3.8. You're like, I want to go where other people have confirmed, right? You want to be in that mindset. So how do we get reviews? I'm going to make a comment here before we talk about reviews that really might be contradicting to some people, which is this. Depending on your strategy, reviews may or may not be as important to the success of your book long term. And here's what I mean by this. When you are focusing on generating sales on Amazon and building a reputation on Amazon and going for bestseller status, it is great to have a lot of reviews for it. It's great to be asking for reviews. It's great to build reviews initially. And then it's great to let the momentum of the book drive people to leave reviews when they want to. But for a lot of books, I don't actually focus on a ton of reviews or even sales on Amazon because I'm using my book in various different funnels. I'm giving it away digitally. I'm giving it away for free in VIP swag bags at events. I'm giving my book away as sponsorships. I'm giving it away to prospects. I'm using it in a different way than just focusing on book sales. And so that might, over the long period of time, limit potentially some of the reviews I get because most people aren't acquiring it through Amazon, which encourages you to leave a review. But for the sake of this conversation, step 1, 2, and 3, step 1, strategy, step 2, buyer, step 3, proof, we want to focus on getting reviews so that we can tell Amazon that people are liking it, so that it can get recommended more, so that other people can see that people like it, and that's going to get us through this. So when it comes to a review, there's verified and unverified. Anybody can leave a review on a product, but those that purchase that product get to have what's called a verified review. Okay, that's the only difference, but it says verified purchase. That's how you know someone actually purchased said product, aka your book before leaving that review. Sometimes just if you're listening to this and getting ready for a launch, it can take a little while for an Amazon review to show up. So don't panic if you know that 10 people left a review and it's not up all at once. You gotta wait for Amazon to update, you gotta wait for them to review it, etc. But you'll get some reviews. A great rule of thumb when you are launching your book is to always ask for honest reviews. Okay? Now, of course, do we love to play the game? Yeah. But don't just tell people to leave you 5-star reviews all day long. Ask them to leave you an honest review. Okay? And the best way to do this so that you are not just telling somebody what to do, the best way to do this is to ask them for an honest review. Ask them to read several chapters to make an informed decision on what type of review they want to leave. And then share with them potential and previous reviews or templates that could give them ideas for what to write for their review. One of the biggest things that people always ask me, they're like, Jake, I really want to leave you a review. I don't leave a ton of reviews. I don't want to sound like an absolute like jabroni and a rookie. Do you have any like templates? And so I'll give them, hey, these are what other people have done. These are the type of reviews that I've left for other people's books. Feel free to use these as reference, but please make sure to leave an honest review and create your own, okay? So that will make it easier. Our goal is how do we make it as easy as possible for somebody to support us? How do we make it as easy as possible for someone to buy it? 99-cent strategy, saving them money. How do we make it super, super easy for them to tell people about it? We give them the assets through the launch team. We give them the book in advance. We give them and ask directly what we need. And then how do we make it easier for somebody to give us proof? Well, the templates, the ask for an honest review, the direct review link, all these different things. And when you combine all of this, okay, you can ask people for reviews on your launch team, your contacts, people that read the book. Okay, so in every one of my books, and you can look at Big Idea to Bestseller, I'll actually give you a free copy of it right after this, but you'll see that there's a call to action to leave a review in the book. That enables me to make that ask, but also it allows me to, if you've read to that point and you really like the book, you're going to be more inclined to support it because you know it's provided value to you. So those are some of the things that we really want to do to have a great bestseller chance at the initial launch, and also to build a great foundation for long-term book success. So let's go through all these again. Step 1 is the strategy, 99-cent strategy. Step 2 is buyers, build a launch team. Step 3 is proof, get your first 24 reviews. All right. And when you do that, you have a great chance of climbing the rankings during your launch. You have a great chance of getting people excited about your book, talking about your book, and you have a great chance of building a wonderful foundation to have success with your book throughout its lifetime. So I hope that you found these 3 steps to hit bestseller status really, really valuable, but not just to hit bestseller status, but to actually build the foundation for your book to generate you tons and tons of revenue and impact. And if you enjoyed this, I want to give you a copy of my book, Big Idea to Bestseller. And I want to show you, you can see in that book all the details of how I build a launch team. You could see exactly how to get more reviews. You can see how I ask you for a review in the middle of the book and why I do it there versus waiting till the end of the book. And I want to give this to you because my book, Big Idea to Bestseller, is all about how to write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. And so if you love this and you want more information about all this, text the word free to 661-669-7363. Again, text the word free so that you get a free copy of my book to the number 661-669-7363. That's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your attention. And I'll see you on the next one.